All right, best gear of the year, pins, coming up. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. And welcome to the Beamer Awards. These are awards that I give to the best gear of the year. I get to try a bunch of stuff, and this is the cream of the crop. Today we're going to be talking about all the best stuff pin related. But before we get to that, if you like this type of content, pins, EDC, everything in between, I think you really like it here, definitely subscribe down below. And if you're interested in any of these, I'll have some affiliate links down below. Just go there and click around, see if you like anything. Those will help support the channel, and I always appreciate it when you do that. Thank you so much. All right, now let's get straight to it. First on the list here is the pin by Benu, and this one is the Minima. Now, Benu is a super cool company that has a lot of really flashy pins, but their pins just by themselves are great. This one was the Blue Flame, I think it was called. I love the coloration of this, but as a pin, this was one of my favorite pins that I got to try this year. This is on the smaller side, but it still fits well in my hand. I have large hands, and it still fits well. Had a broad nib on it, and it just has a great ink flow. It's been one of my go-to pins that I've used quite a bit. All right, next is the Kaweco Sport. Now, Kaweco, of course, makes a lot of different pins. Their Sport, probably one of their more popular pins. Very small. I got to try this because Goldspot Pens did a collaboration where they got a limited edition run of pins in purple and gold. I thought this was fantastic, and I really enjoy this pen a lot. I can definitely see why everyone loves the Kaweco Sport. All right, next is the Sailor Tuzu. Now, Sailor is a great Japanese brand, and they make really high quality pens. Most of them are in the more expensive range, but they recently came out with this Tuzu, which is a plastic injection molded style pen. I think as far as the cheaper pens out there, it's on maybe more of the expensive side, but I still really like this pen a lot. You can definitely see there is a lot of thought and care to this design. The most ingenious thing about this is that it has an adjustable grip section that you can actually twist for your preferred angle, which I think is really cool. It writes so well, really love this pen. Next are two pens by Scrivener. Now, Scrivener is a company that is out of London, England. I believe I featured the Scrivener EDC last year, and I featured the EDC in my small fountain pen video that I did recently. The EDC is a great pen. It's on the smaller side, and it could be a pocket pen if you want it to be, but it is just a beautiful pen by itself. Comes in a few different colors. It just writes so well. I love it, and it's been another one that I reach for so much. But randomly, Scrivener also sent me their full-size pen. I wasn't expecting this at all, but they just sent this to me just to say thank you for the work that I've done just about Scrivener in the past. That was really lovely of them, but their pen by itself was fantastic. It has this British racing green color with a teal finial on the end, and it writes beautifully. It's full-size, on the thinner side, has a great weight, balance, and feel to it, and I love writing with this. It's a joy to write with. All right, next is the Mark Smith Tie Bolt Action Marker. Now, this was wild. I was not expecting to like this as much as I do. It has a bolt action mechanism, as the name suggests, and it's a marker. It has a pointed marker tip like a Sharpie. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the refill that it uses is a Sharpie refill, and if you wanted to, you can actually refill it with marker ink at a later date, which I thought was really cool. And I was expecting this to be kind of just a fad chaser type thing, but it really works. The design is brilliant. It works so well, and the marker never seems to get dry, which amazes me the most. There are just some things that you need a marker for, and I love that this is reusable and refillable and will last the rest of my life. This is a high quality experience with a Sharpie style marker. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know I was going to need it, but I do, and I can highly recommend this. All right, next are two pens by Norwal. Now, Norwal is a company making really cool, high-quality pens at a really attractive price. The first one I got from Goldspot as a Goldspot exclusive, and that was their Rainbow Ras. That one they only had a very limited number of, and the other one was just their normal production in the Norwal line. And these are just two pens that I did recently talking about why vacuum fillers in general. The mechanism is really cool, has a vacuum that sucks up the ink into the reservoir of the body of the pen. Both are great, and they both write very well. Really like them a lot. All right, next are the pens by Ferris Wheel Press. I have two here. The first one is their Carousel pen, which is their cheapest pen, kind of an injection style molded plastic pen. And I was really pleasantly surprised with this pen. It looks great. It writes really well. It's a great price. And then the other pen is their Jewel, and the Jewel is beautiful. The one that I got is this dark teal color that sparkles, and it looks amazing. I really love this one. This This one has a full-size number 6 nib. I think their other pens don't, but I was super impressed by both of these pens. They're fantastic. I'm gonna have more about Ferris Wheel Press in the future, so stay tuned for that. I also got their ink Mirror Mirror of Moraine, which is one of my favorite inks from them. It's a great teal colored ink and I love it. I love how bright and saturated it is. There's a lot of dark blues and blacks and browns in the pen world, but there's not a lot of this color. And this one I think is one of the best teal colors out there. I love it. All right, next is the ink by Robert Oster, and this one is Flaming Blue. Now, Robert Oster makes a ton of different inks, and this one was one that I just got a sample of at first, and I ended up really liking this ink a lot. It's a dark blue with a little bit of a gray kind of color in there. It is beautiful, and then it shades so well. This ended up being one of my favorite blues out there. It's amazing. I love this a lot. Definitely check out Flaming Blue. All right, and the next suggestions that I have here are some paper and some notebooks here. The first notebook here is the Onion Skin Journal. Now, the Onion Skin Journal is one of the best notebooks I have ever seen. It is absolutely insane how good the quality is on this. It's a hardback design. It's handmade here in the USA, Smythe sewn, and then it has an embossed logo on the front. The one that I have is an Ouroboros, and the paper on there is what they call just onion skin paper. Very thin paper that looks beautiful whenever you write on it. Now, I think some people who don't like it when the ink goes through the paper won't like this as much, but if you don't mind that and you just want something to just look really cool, I think this is great. It works great with fountain pens, but you're just going to have a little bit more of that kind of ghosting effect in the back of the paper, which I don't mind. It is fantastic. I love this so much. Definitely check out the Onion Skin Journal. Next is the Weekly Planner by Monk Manual. Now, I've talked about Monk Manual in the past. They make a planner, kind of a daily style planner that allows you to kind of get your thoughts together. They add a lot of cues for mindfulness, what you're thankful for, and what you're looking forward to, and I loved it. Their daily ones I've reviewed in the past, and I really liked it, but in that one, I kind of made some suggestions that maybe they want to make a weekly version, and I think other people made the same suggestions, and so earlier in the year, they came out with their weekly version. Their weekly version just has the weekly pages and the monthly pages, and it's a little bit larger as well, a little bit larger format. I love this. This is the perfect Monk Manual for me. I absolutely love it. The Monk Manual has changed my life in so many ways. I truly recommend this to anyone out there who's looking to journal, who wants to maybe organize their life a little better, who wants a planner that they will actually stick with. Get this. It's fantastic. Next is the Lockbee Field Notebook. Now, Lockbee is a company, I believe, out of Canada, and they make these really cool notebook holders that are made of wax canvas. And their notebook holders are unlike anything I've ever seen before. They're so well designed and well made as well. You can tell they really obsess over small details about the design. This one holds, I think, 3 or 4 notebooks. The notebooks themselves are A5 size and made with Tomoe River paper, which is great for fountain pens. It has a clasp on the outside to hold everything securely, and of course a wax canvas sheds water. This is a great design, so cool, and it's like the Swiss Army knife of journal designs. I love this. I can highly recommend it to anyone out there looking for something like this. So versatile. Definitely check out Lockbee. Next is the notebook and notepad from Galen Leather. Now, Galen Leather is a company that makes a lot of different things. They make some leather holders, like notebook holders, and they make the paper inserts that go in there as well. But the leather on this is beautiful. It's very lightweight, very supple and soft. It looks amazing. I think this is the A5 size. It's very simple as well. So if you want a notebook that is on the more simple side, then get this one for sure. But the paper is great. It has a lot of pages in there, which is one thing that I really like about this in particular. It also works really well with fountain pens. If you're looking for something a little bit more avant-garde and has some really great paper to go with it, definitely check out Galen Leather. Next is a notebook by Murdy Creative. They make incredible leather goods. I noticed that they made some notebook holders, and this one is their stationary cut leather cover. The beauty of this design, though, is how versatile it is. It works with soft cover notebooks like from Leuchtturm or Moleskine, I believe. It's an A5 size. It has a metal bar in there, which is kind of strange for a cover like this. But if you have A4 paper, you can actually fold it in half and put it in there loose leaf style to kind of make your own notebook of sorts. Very well made and also very simple and minimalist as well. The leather is really thick. Whenever you see it, it has an immediate wow factor. It is perfection. Brilliant design and idea. I love this. So cool. All right, next is the Mission Mercantile Theodore Leather Padfolio. When I saw this one, it was love at first sight. It has that Theodore leather on there, that raised pebble grain on there, and espresso leather. Everything on the inside just works great. Everything is where it should be for a Padfolio, plenty of space. But the best thing I like about this, it just looks cool. With a Padfolio, you can have something that just does the design. You can just have something that holds a pad of paper, or you can have something that looks cool while holding a pad of paper. This one fits an A4 size pad, and so with that I also paired my next suggestion here, which is the Clairefontaine Triomphe paper. I got the Triomphe paper in an A4 pad, and it just fits in there pretty easily. I don't know if it's the Padfolio or the paper, but it didn't quite fit with the corners, but just don't put it in the two corners on the bottom there and it fits just fine. If you get a nice Padfolio, put some really nice paper in there, and this Triomphe paper works great with fountain pens. It is just buttery smooth. Your pen glides effortlessly across the paper. It is great. Great combination here. Next is Otter Blotter. Now, Otter Blotter was a company that I saw in an ad or something. They make paper that is kind of a competitor to maybe Moleskine or Leuchtturm. Great alternative, very, very affordable. I'm going to be mentioning more about them in the future, so stay tuned, but really like them a lot. And last but not least here is Field Notes. Field Notes is a brand of journals, little tiny little journals that a lot of people already know about. It's a common brand out there, made in the USA, really cool kind of vintage look to them. And what they're kind of really known for are their covers. Their covers change from, I think, month to month or something like that. A lot of great artwork on there. I got some, and I think they're great little pads. They're probably not the best for fountain pens. The paper isn't that good for fountain pens, but the size and the form factor, just the overall convenience of having something really inexpensive like this is great. I love these little notebooks, and so if you need something for maybe pencil or maybe a ballpoint pen, something like that, definitely check out Field Notes. And that is all I have. What are your favorites for the year? Let me know down in the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I would love to just check them out for myself. And if you want to go watch my best gear of the year for EDC, you can go up there. And if you want to go watch the best for fashion, you can go up there. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews.